So in case you're wondering, that whole bowing thing, it's not about me. It's really about. It's supposed to set an energy. Creates a nice. Can create like a feeling of a sacred environment, and you may notice that anyone who's done prostrations, bowing to something, you may have noticed that it changes your mind a little bit. You may notice that you feel a little bit different after you've done them than before you do them. There's something about bowing to something that I think is healthy. It's healthy for the mind. Yeah. I think it's linked into the fact that our own feverish self-importance is really the cause of all our troubles. And so when we have a moment of doing that, it's like a moment where your mind changes a bit, even for a moment. Any break from that is good. So, how are your meditations going? Have you guys noticed that since we started the classes, you're meditating more, or is there a little more focus in your meditations, or is there anything that anybody would like to say since we've started these types of classes? Anybody want to add or toss in? Alvaro.
I have found that like the app, even though I have no stars, because you have to meditate for 7 consecutive days to have a star, or 10 consecutive days, and I tend to meditate through the week, not on the weekends. Still, I have found that the app is very encouraging because you get to know that there are many people meditating in Vancouver for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and it just creates a sense that you're not alone in whatever situation you're facing in that day, your meditation. Now, the thing that I realize is that for me, it's easier, or it's more convenient per se, to meditate when the mind is busy. What I mean is busy, it's mantralizing or going through the chakras rather than visualizing. When I tend to visualize, I get spaced out. So it's harder for me to focus. So it's something that I'm just exploring, which eventually will lead me to practice towards visualizations.
So you're saying that focusing on your chakras is more engaging, more grounding. Your mind's not so spaced out. Yeah, that's great. That's not a lesser practice than visualization. That's not in any way, not even a tiny little. It's like if you have the propensity to focus on your chakras, and it's a great method of turning inward and having an inner focus. And a lot of the visualizations that we do, they're meant to increase your focus, but they're also meant to increase your inner awareness. And they're also meant to, some would say, plant positive habits or positive mind seeds, like thinking about other beings with kindness and things like that. But if you manage to do meditations where you actually open your chakras, then you succeed in what the visualizations are trying to do. You see? So it's like if you manage to get your chakras lined up and opened, then you become the thing that you've been trying to visualize. You don't have to visualize it anymore because you are that thing. So make no mistake, chakras are doorways. Yeah. Can be doorways, and not everybody likes going that way. So it's good to have a palette or some to pick from. It's because we can get tired or get bored of some methods, and then because we want to be engaged in the object. And I just want to say again today that like as much as you possibly can, meditating daily. Like Alvaro's taking weekends off. There's nothing wrong with that. But if and if you can meditate daily, you'll get a little deeper, a little bit stronger, faster. That's all, because it will build. Yes, Marge.
You're saying daily, and I've been trying, but at the same time, I haven't been sleeping well lately. So, if I miss it in the morning, which I'm trying to do it at the same time every morning, I'll do it at night. So I'm still trying to get it in, but I too have missed a few days. But I'm feeling like I'm just putting in the effort to get there anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, ideally, I always feel better when I do it more consistently at the same time. Like that's my experience with the past anyway. So
yeah, there's something about having a time that you do it. Not for everybody. Mm-hmm. Not for everybody. I've found both. I've tried all kinds. Find that there's like certain times in my life where I want to be more regular, and other times I want to be more spontaneous. Alvaro was talking about this app called the Insight Timer, in case anybody doesn't know about this Insight Timer app. But it's a great little app you can get on your iPhone or smartphone you can time your meditations. And we have a little group called the 3 Jules Vancouver group that you can join if you like, and you can friend me if you like, and I post some things once in a while that maybe hopefully are encouraging. But what's cool, like Alvaro was saying, you can do a meditation and then you're done, you look and there's 5,000 people in the world that were just meditating as I was meditating. And the numbers are like that.
Yes, millions of people.
Yeah. So it's cool because, I don't know if lots of people in the world are trying to figure it out. There's lots of people in the world that are trying to find another way, trying to go inward to find their happiness versus trying to make the outer world work out. So let's do a little meditation. Starting, as always, finding your seat of relaxation. Checking in with your body. Immediately you begin to feel the presence, the weighted presence of your body as it rests upon the ground, on the chair, on the earth. So when I say earth, that means whatever surface your body is resting on. It's very grounding, it's very relaxing. Tune your mind into that specific feeling. think about what it means that the physical sensation is happening in the present moment. And try to stay with the ever-changing feeling as moment follows moment. Using that method to take all your energy away from the past, away from the future, pull it right into now. Using what's happening now, physical sensation. Now that we've gotten this nice downward grounding energy happening, let's have some lift now by using the in-breath. So nice big inhale, expanding the heart, expanding the shoulders, crown draws towards the sky. With this expansiveness, you then exhale, relax the shoulders, but the heart stays lifted and open. Rest the tip of the tongue where the top teeth meet the gums, just inside your mouth, so that it helps with the jaw relax, eyebrows are relaxed. You want your spine to be as straight as possible, and also maintain relaxation. Helps with the flow of the energies. Like Alvaro was saying about the chakras, that actually helps chakras, helps them flow with the energy easier if you've got some alignment happening. Think of it as unkinking a hose. Now begin to focus on the sensation of the belly as it moves out and in with the breath. Noticing immediately if there's a mental effort or some kind of struggle to control the breath, and release that and just allow the body to breathe. And the mind observes. Again, you're using the physical sensation to stay present. So toss away the mental images and try to focus on the feeling alone. Mind slips away, gently bring it back. Joyfully bring it back. Now let's move our focus to a finer, more subtle object, which will be up further in the body, centering in on the nostrils. And then begin to notice, you're focusing all your mind's attention as much as possible at the tip of the nostrils. Noticing the feeling, the physical feeling of the breath passing in and out. And once again, noticing any tension around trying to control the breath. very, very key in your meditation, your path to being a very focused meditator is noticing tension. Take it seriously enough to get rid of it, but don't take anything too seriously when you're meditating. And once again, you're keeping your mind focused here, and if the mind drifts away, your response is to release the object that you went to, joyfully return to the nostrils, the breath, and rejoice that you're back to lucidity, back to awake here now. If you notice that your mind is jumping off and is agitated and it can't stay, then you can use the technique of counting to give the mind something to do. So then you can punctuate the breath after the exhale. In the pause between the exhale and the inhale, the number 1. It's a quick 1. And then you keep your mind focused on the inhale, following it through the exhale, and after that exhale, number 2. If you can sustain that until you reach number 10, then you probably didn't need to count. Just the breath is probably fine. Notice if you've started to frown. Notice if you started to furrow your brow, and give yourself some relaxation and some ease of tension by drawing the corners of the mouth slightly up. Notice what that does. Don't think of the meditation as one long meditation. Think of it as a series of short meditations, each cycle being one cycle of breath. So you get a new shot every single time you breathe. Before coming out of the meditation, Notice any tension. Relax it. Always good to inhale, surround tension with an inhale and exhale it away. As we slowly come out of the meditation, come out with eyes cast downwards, so you're just looking at the floor in front of you as you let in the features of the room. And as you slowly let in more features of the room, trying to stay relaxed, trying to stay quiet. So that any quietness that you cultivated feels natural, so you can be coming from a natural place of quiet. To shake out your legs or anything like that, feel free. Christine's keeping us warm. So that the breath meditation is a really great standalone go-to meditation. Anytime, some people say it's too simple, it won't give you much, it won't take you all the way. Others say that's not true. You can ride the breath all the way to enlightenment. It's about the cultivating and fine-tuning the point of your focus. So one thing that's great about the breath meditation is that it's there, we have it with us, and we can, it's an easy way to gauge our dullness or agitation, whether we're sleepy or whether we can't stay on the object. The breath is a very great object, and like there's the stages of meditation, and the stage 1 is just being able to focus on an object at all. And then stage 2 is being able to do that for a minute, 60 seconds. So that would be you being able to watch your breath single-pointedly without leaping off the breath for 60 seconds. For some of you in the room right now, that may be a challenge. It may be a piece of cake. It may be real easy. And then, as you go along the stages and you get up to, the stages are defined by being able to have longer and longer patches of time where you're focused on the object until finally you never lose the object. You by your choice, you're just there, you're holding the object, and you can just stay there. Nothing takes you off the object, and then at that point you start to work on your subtle dullness and agitation, and you start noticing, being wanted to pull off, or you start to notice that it's kind of dim, but you never lose it. And so the breath is great for that. You can do a lot over the years with that. And you'll notice that will affect your life, because your concentration is going to increase, your lucidity is going to increase, your presence of mind is going to increase, because you'll be able to hold your focus in any situation that you're in. But I just wanted to throw that breath meditation in, and then we're going to I'm just going to talk about the next meditation. was hoping to do 3 tonight. I just so remember last time we talked about relationship, and that seemed to be a challenging class for people. It was like people left here reeling, you know, and I thought about it and I thought, you know, sure, why not? Because a lot of times in our meditations, we meditate on, you know, our breath and, you know, fun visualizations and stuff. But then sometimes, you know, we get asked to tune into something that's like close to home, that pushes our buttons. And then in meditation, sort of being forced to like be present and look at something that maybe during our waking day, we just kind of keep at a distance. And it was interesting that we did parents last time. And yeah. So I thought tonight we'll continue with that theme, but from a whole different way. Because remember I talked last time about the source of a harmonious relationship, or I should say, or I could say, and I will say by God, the source of any harmonious relationship, and that's anybody, you know, that's the taxi driver, that's your wife, your husband, that's your daughter, your son, that's any relationship, person across on the bus, is inward. It's an inner relationship, you know. So your inner world is how you see. Those are your eyes. So if there's something that's out of harmony, if you've got male and female out of whack inside of you, then it'd be very hard to have what appears to you in like a harmonious relationship where you're not always trying to fix the other person, you know, and believing that relationship itself is the cause for your joys and pains. I mean, it can be joyful and it can be painful, a relationship. As we go through our own pains and joys in life, you know, it's like anything. Our life will reflect that. But as soon as we make the mistake of believing that it's the other person's fault, then the trouble starts. So I just wanted to, we'll do a meditation after I do a diagram. What's that? No, it's good. This is good. So, I've been talking a lot about joy, right? And, oh, by the way, that movie. Has anybody seen it? I don't know if it's new to Netflix or not. It's a movie about Pele. Pele, the soccer player, the Brazilian soccer player. Okay. In the theme of what we've been talking about joy and about you know, really what we want is to like uncork the bottle so that the joy is bottomless, which it is, which is what you are actually. It's what you are, is a bottomless joy. So it's like, if you want some nice homework, then take some time and watch the movie. It's about the life of Pele. Is that how you pronounce his name? Pele. It's about the life of Pele. And how he got his name, Pele. Because that's not his actual name. And how he embraced that name. Yes. He embraced that name, and it was an insult. It was actually an insult at first, and he embraced the name. But that movie is a lot about joy. It's a beautiful movie, and it ties into a lot of the things that we've been talking about in this class. So, which color should I use? So, okay, how can I get this open? This is a trick, child-proof thing. Okay. So let's say right here, that's you. At your fittest, leanest. A high-fat, low-carb diet. Okay. Consider this your central channel. So here's your head. Okay? I'm making this nice and wide. And let's just say it goes up, let's just say, just for sake of the diagram, we'll say it goes to your Ajna chakra. And let's just do it like this. So maybe you get shoulders, and go down here. Maybe here's the waist. That's the waistline. Okay. So let's just say this, we'll call this your central channel, but I want to change the name of that thing. I want to call this is joy. Okay? This is joy. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, we have these side channels that will say, start here, they loop up. Now, they twist around the central channel. And each place they cross is a chakra. Now, these channels are associated with desire, with aversion. They're also associated with male and with female. Okay? And if these channels are inflated with energy, then what they do is they choke off the joy. They squeeze the joy until it's hard to feel any joy. Things get mundane, things become normal, things become dismal. We look to the outer world in desperation to try and give us some joy because we don't have any, because this has been choked off. But all we need to do is release the chokehold, and then you have all the joy that you could possibly ever even handle. It's hard to even handle it. So how do you soften these channels so that they relax their hold on the central channel? There are meditations that you can do. Thoughts of kindness towards other people. Any time that you're off yourself, off of thinking about me, what about me, these channels soften and more energy gets to flow through this, into the center. But I'm going to change the diagram for the purpose of, maybe I use a permanent marker. Maybe there's no changing anything. So let's just say why is it still in there? Okay. So let's say this is our joy. Let's put little bubbles. These are like effervescent bubbles, explosions of joy. Okay? Now, we're going to visualize the channels in this next meditation in this way, as coming down the body. Throw that one up too. As coming down the body, and then looping in at a spot that's just below the belly button. And we'll do this one, and we'll do this one green. It comes down and it loops in just below the belly button here. And it comes up, and then it hooks back in, hooks back in at the nostrils. Okay? So you have this cycle that goes from your nostrils up through, crosses your third eye, and goes down the side of your body and loops into here. Okay? It'll make more sense when you're meditating. So you can think of that as your inner opposites. You're up, you're down, you're high, you're low, you're male, you're female. Everything that allows us to experience in the world is always a some kind of dichotomy in order to even have an experience. You know, they talk a lot about non-conceptual meditations and reaching states of non-conceptual reality where you actually have no concept of yourself, and you can reach those states, and you must reach those states in order to finish off, you know, into total being totally awake. But before you reach that state, all you need to really know is that your inner world is creating your experience of the outer world. And at some point, maybe you'll understand or you'll realize that there's no difference. There is no difference between the outer, what seems like an outer reality and what is an inner. There really isn't any difference. But on the way there, to actually be able to walk that and live that, we need to increase our attention span, increase our focus so that we can bring all of our mind to bear on our inner world. It's like we have an inner explosion, which then we view the world from. So we're going to do a kind of a variation of Nadi Shodhana, which we did last time, which is alternate nostril breathing. We're going to do a visualization where we visualize energy moving through the channels and then entering the central channel. So let's return to meditation. So turn inward. And as you relax, follow the sound of the bowl into silence. Tuning into that last place that you reached in the last meditation. we'll go immediately to the nostrils, watching the breath at the nostrils as a focal point. Now we use the technique of seeing your inner body in a certain way. Visualize now that your inner body is emptied out and that it's replaced with sky blue sky. Blue sky. So imagine, visualize that all your flesh and bone and blood has been replaced by an expanse of sky blue. Take some time to notice all the crevices behind the knees into the toes, arms, all now fill the sky blue light. And now your skin changes from being what you think of as skin to rainbow light. So you see yourself with this form, with this inner body of sky blue, and your outer form is this beautiful rainbow light with this diamond-like quality. And visualize yourself as beautiful as you can imagine, that you'd like to be. So the way you want to see yourself is absolutely stunning. If someone walked up to you, they would, if they had the virtue, if they had the eyes to see you, they would be, oh my God, they'd get down on their knees and they'd try to touch you, but their hand would pass right through you. Like that. And between your beautiful eyebrows, back a little bit, there's a pinpoint of diamond that's catching the sunlight. And from that point, you begin to see that channel of joy. It starts there and curls up near the top of your skull, where your skull used to be. And then where your spine used to be, this channel of joy replaces this and goes all the way down to the bottom of your spine and then turns up a little bit at the bottom. And it's about the size of a drinking straw. You can visualize it as golden sunset red unless you see something else. You might see something that's not that color. You should go with the color that pops up into your mind. And it's awake, it's alive, this channel. It's not in any way static. It's fluid, fluidity, flow, grace. Pliant. from your beautiful right nostril, a channel emerges and goes alongside the right side of this channel of joy, and travels alongside of it. It's smaller than the central channel, and then flutes around. It passes your belly button and then flutes around and hooks into the central channel at what could be called the Svadhisthana chakra, or sometimes called the second chakra, about 3 finger widths below your belly button, and flutes in and connects to the central channel. And you can see that as a red color unless you see something else. Now the other side, the left nostril. Same thing, loops up and around and then travels down, slightly smaller than the central channel, travels alongside the channel. This is like a milky white color, unless you see a different color. Flutes in at the same spot. So now you've got, at the Svadhisthana chakra or second chakra, they call this a Triveni in Sanskrit. It's where these 3 channels meet. And it's a great source for the energy to move into the joy channel. You can think of the right hand signifying or being like your male energy, and then the left side being a female energy, or the sun and the moon. So now, with the relaxed breath, we're going to work with the right side first. So visualize that you are inhaling through the right nostril, and as you're inhaling, visualize that this energy is traveling, this breath is traveling through the right channel, that red channel, down and entering into the central channel of joy where they meet. And as you exhale, this energy travels up, this breath travels up and exits out your third eye. It exits out between your eyebrows. I'm just going to be quiet for a while as you visualize this beautiful, energetic movement in through the nostril, out through the ajna. And in your mind, see the channel getting clearer and clearer, becoming brighter and brighter. The right side, as if you were like cleaning out any valence around your male energy, any confusion about maleness, any distorted ideas being cleaned up. Now we change sides, go to the left side, doing the same visualization, drawing in through the left nostril into that Triveni, and exhaling out through the ajna. Clearing, bringing to joy, you could say, the female energy, your information about what it is to be female. Any distorted ideas, any harmonious ideas, clearing them right out. Now we switch to inhaling through both nostrils at the same time, both channels clearing. Inhaling through the nostrils into that meeting place of the channel of joy, and then exhaling up, and the breath leaves through the Ajna chakra. On your next inhale, visualize that the channels themselves actually follow your breath and disappear. Those two side channels follow your breath and get sucked in to the channel of joy, to the central channel, and disappear inside there and vanish as they're brought together. And then you exhale out the Ajna. Then you just let go of the breath and simply be focused and feel the feeling of having your energy focused in the center, moving through the center. Keeping your mind focused on this central channel as you relax. If you're losing sight of it, you can visualize as you inhale that now the breath is drawing in through your Ajna, entering the central channel, reaching the bottom, and exhaling back out the Ajna. If that helps. Before we come out of this meditation, take a moment and with your mind's eye, see everyone else in the room as having this channel. And think of this center of them as their source of joy. And it's the part of them that is timeless, that is beyond time. The part of them that has always been. Could never have started, so it could never end. It's like seeing eternity inside someone else. And recognize that all that they want is to live in harmony, and whatever they do in their life is to some way try and reach that, to try and express that, whatever they're doing. And then have a wish in your mind that all beings could experience the inner joy of enlightenment, the inner joy, that their inner joy could spill into their world versus trying to get it from the outer world, that their inner joy would be the source of their life. And as you gently come back and open your eyes, take a look around at the room, at other people in the room, and look them and look into their eyes and just say hello, like recognize them in that way, and see how it feels to see them like that versus maybe how you may have seen them before, like just as like a girl or a boy in a body, whatever it may be. But you see them as a eternal, a being of joy and love. So what we're going to do next is, so imagine if you tapped into this source and it was just always running. Then what would it be? It would be
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, happy days. The wind goes, the cycle hums, ready to race to you. These days are
don't fight it.
These days are by gray skies alone. Nothing can hold me when I hold you. Feels so right, it can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all day long.
It's gonna keep going.
Happy days, Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. Saturday, what a day. Moving all week with you. These days are These days are These happy days are yours and mine. These happy days are yours and mine. Happy days.
We should take a break. So if that meditation didn't work, then that should work.
I love that show. I forgot about that song. Did you ever watch that? Do you have any idea? I only watched it. I watched it. I know the song. You don't know the songs? You don't know what you're missing? I don't know what I'm missing.
You have to leave at 8:30.
You can.
Sophie has to leave at 8:30.
We should be done by then.
He's going back to come back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So good. I love my
Well, this is just the start.
Why should I?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 minutes.
That's
really?
You're doing it.
I try to. I mean, if I don't manage to meditate like for the whole day before I go to sleep, I sit up in the bed and I try just to like empty my mind. This is Joyce.
This is
Sophie. I didn't realize. Sophie, hi.
It's really.
Tried.
I mean, Rhoda was doing it right.